Saying the market speculator with the intraday report going into the close for Friday, September 18th, 2015. SPY basically holding the level that it did with the gap down here. Not much significant. Intraday 195.50 to 197, not quite as volatile as yesterday. Back in this bear flag, which is not what we wanted. You know, we want to break out of this one direction or the other, and we're kind of smack dab in the middle now. Tough to really get short the index here because it gapped down so much. We're not at the top of the range or breaking below the range, so we can't really get short the indexes. We can do some things to maybe balance out some of the longs, and let's talk about that for a second here. Google showing decent relative strength, holding its 50-day, 10 points above our entry at 552. Again, the sell-off has paid off. Amazon, really strong relative strength now, up at 540. Again, our entry was 525, up 15 points, and again, holding through the sell-off with that gap-down strategy paid off. Tesla, pulling back about 2 points below our entry, and we expected this. That's why we took a half position, and we'll look to enter. And I got some questions when it was at 258. Do we add here? And the answer is no. If I'm going to add to that half position, it will be on a deeper pullback. So I'm not looking to add here yet. You know, I'll consider it if it pulls back deeper. And the stock that I was concerned about this morning in the pre-market report, oil. The leveraged ETF here gapping down. Now, I talked about a couple of different support levels. I took the half position, so I've got my stop under this pivot here. So, you know, the low here is 10.02. I've got my stops, you know, somewhere between 990 and 995, giving it a little room here. Now, if you've got a big position size and you're risking too much, whatever your risk parameters are, you may have to get out. You know, you probably already are out because it went down to 1019, and you had to have that stop right at the gap fill. So a couple of different ways to play this. I am still in it. I don't think I'll be looking to add right now because I'm not happy with the volume here. If the volume was lower, like these lower days in here, then I would be looking to add aggressively. But a little change in character, and we're always looking to adapt and see, you know, what kind of adjustments we need to make. Now, in terms of longs, you know, there's some decent. Now, again, I'm not going to be adding any longs. I'm happy having 4 longs right now, you know, with this kind of uncertain market. So if it does go up, I am positioned. And even if you're not following my trades, you should be following you know, the aggressiveness or conservativeness I have with the market now. So you're probably long a few positions, but not overly leveraged one way or the other. So you could still benefit if the market does end up breaking out of the bear flag. But, you know, I am considering balancing it out with a short, maybe VXX, the short VIX here, bounced nicely today, kind of textbook off this candle here. But, you know, with this big bounce here, and VIX can bounce even after it's made a nice run. It can get these kind of big bounces if the market tanks, but we're relying on the market really tanking. So I don't know if I want to get in at this level, but AMBA, again, has not shown relative strength. I already shorted it once up here. Might be a decent short setup here. So I'm considering balancing with maybe something like AMBA. Now, in my more aggressive account, I've talked about this. I've got MRTX short off this inverted hammer here, and it's followed through so far, consolidating a little here. And for those looking for a short, you know, there's the potential here. There's still a lot of room to pull back to. But if it fills this gap and doesn't act well here, that would be a decent short setup as well. And then again, you know, I'm in my more aggressive account again. I'm in cyber, which I probably would not get in here. You know, it's kind of basing here. It could go one way or the other. But if it breaks down below this range it's developed, you know, we could have a run here to 40. So I would keep an eye on that, at least maybe going into next week. In terms of longs, you could always take a shot at Tesla, Amazon with its relative strength. A number of the biotechs we've been watching look decent here. Rare actually is a nice looking setup, but not something to enter. Trade report member pointed out Kite. which I hadn't put on our list, but it is on our watch list here. And this looks really good above the moving averages here. I'd have to pull up our list here, but ALKS breaking out to new highs. Maybe you could take a stab here. Let's see what else there is. HRTX, it looks like it might be holding at the moving average here. Fold, looking decent at the highs. I'd have to go through our old list here. NBIX, basing right at the highs. But I will not be adding positions here, and play it conservatively over the weekend, and then we can start over next weekend and kind of reassess which way we want to go. And I got some questions about commodities and oils. With the action today, I probably would not enter going into the weekend. So that's it for the intraday report going into the close. Have a great weekend. I'll send the report out either over the weekend or pre-market, and then we'll get started again on Monday.